Hello everyone, I'm Leandra, and today I will be talking about the second book in the Zodiac Academy series called Ruthless Fae. Okay, so I read this in April, so it has been a couple of months, and as I read all of the books, the one after the other, there's some details that were blurry, so I had to jump in, read a few reviews to see what exactly happened in this book, but I think I have it all figured out now. So what I am going to do now is give like a short summary of what happened in this book, how I rated it, what I liked or what I didn't like, without giving too much spoilers away. And then after that I will be going more into detail with spoilers, discussing what happened in the book, basically. So my rating for this book was 5 stars. I also rated the first one and the third one 5 stars, but I can tell you that I enjoyed this book more than the first one. The first one was more introductory, and this one was more, how should I say, like the characters are more settling in and you see more of the characters' personality and stuff. This book was also just very fun in general. So I read it in April and it took me about 2 weeks. I don't remember why it took me that long. I remember it was a bit of a long book, if I remember correctly. So for the short summary, I'll be reading the blurb of the book. They tried to break us, they almost did, but we're not going anywhere. The celestial heirs think the stars are on their side, but they don't know what's coming. Fighting them one-on-one isn't an option, so we have to be stealthy. Remaining under the radar won't be easy, but if we pull it off, they'll never suspect our involvement when their lives start falling apart. Besides, they've already taken us to the brink of hell. What more can they really do? So, in this book, basically, the first book ended in that the celestial heirs broke the twins, basically. So Darcy got her hair cut off and her trust broken by Seth, and then Tori was almost drowned in the pool. So this book just follows immediately after that, and they show that the twins want to get revenge on the boys, basically, and they're fighting back. They're not letting themselves be bullied anymore, and they stand up against the guys. So that's basically what the second book is all about. What I liked in this book was that I thought it was better than the first book, like I said. The girls start to show more backbone. They're fighting back against the heirs. Also, certain friendships or relationships between characters are developing more. I really like that. Also, of course, the pranks. The way that the girls get back at the celestial heirs, that was just so funny, so sublime, so smart. I really liked that. Also, the lessons that they're having in their classes, I thought was really magical and fun to get like a view of what their classes look like. I thought that was interesting. Also, in this book, there's also the point of views of the celestial heirs. That was very refreshing and very fun to see what was going on in their minds, so you get a little bit of a better understanding of what they're feeling and what they're going through. And also the girls just start to feel more at home in general at the school. That was really fun to see as well, to watch their friendships develop, and yeah, just starting to feel more accepted in this universe because it's who they are, and they start to welcome that aspect of themselves more, the being Fae part of it. What I didn't like about the book was I thought Max and Seth's characters were a bit meh. I can't really explain why, but I just thought it was that way. And then Daddy Acrux, I really hate him so much. Also, Orion's mom, Stella, I can't stand her either. She's just such a bitch. I hate her. Another thing, as you may already know, I said this in my previous videos as well, Geraldine's silly vocabulary, ugh, I really don't like it. Skip. So now I'm going to go more into detail, maybe more into spoiler territory here. There were a couple of quotes, I think I only wrote down 2, that I really liked, that I wanted to mention. One was, it's a quote from Professor Orion, and it's, "I think the time for sirs and professors is over, don't you?" This line, oh my god, my heart, it just, if it's not clear, I really love Lance Orion. I want to marry him, he's the guy for me, I really love him so much. And the second quote is actually also about Orion, but it's a quote from Darcy, and it's, "I bet his kisses taste like bourbon and power." I just like that quote a lot too. And then now I'm just going to like mention a couple of scenes or things that happened in the book that I remembered that were fun or interesting for some way or another. So when Tori stole the gold from Darius's room and she set his room on fire, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy that. It was like a good revenge. It was harsh, but I felt like he deserved it. And then there was the pool scene at the Akrux house when they were having the party. The scene between Orion and Darcy, when they... If you know, you know. If you read the books, you know exactly what scene I'm talking about. That was so hot. One of the pranks, so the pranks they did for Caleb was that they made everyone believe that Caleb was into Pegasuses? In like a kinky way, like he had a fetish for Pegasuses, and so the whole mantra and like catchphrase for that whole thing was Caleb is horny for the horn. I just thought that was really smart, and every time Tyler made a post about it, it was so funny, all the hashtags, and they kept bringing it up, and just the way that Caleb was reacting to it all, I just thought that was gold. Oh yeah, in this book we also meet Xavier, Darius's little brother. He's such a cutie. I really have so much sympathy for him, and I just think he's really cute. And such a pretty horsey. I like Pegasus. Yeah, I mean I like that for him, but I was also like afraid for him with the kind of dick for a dad that he has. So I really felt sorry for him. And also after Darcy's hair is cut and Orion helps her find a recipe to grow her hair back, and then she told him, because she's messaging with him on her atlas, and she mentions if she's not sure if she should dye it, and if she dyes it, will she do it in blue, will she do it in green? And then he keeps talking about how he likes it blue, and every time they see each other or they chat again, he asks, so what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be green? Is it gonna be blue? Until one day she dyes it blue and she ends up on his doorstep, and the rest is history. Oh, I love these two so much. They're really like my ship, my OTP. They're like the perfect match. I love them so much. Also, I think like Orion is my favorite book boyfriend character ever. Also, there was a scene where Orion saves Darcy from Seth and his pack of werewolves, where they're like harassing her and she's running from them, and then the, Professor Orion appears out of nowhere and he grabs Darcy into like a little room or a closet. I'm not sure what it was, but that was also a really cute scene. It was he was also hot too. What did I write down? Like his hand was covering her mouth and they had to be quiet, and his breath was in her ear and she could smell his breath and the cinnamon and the bourbon, and just love it all. The way that everything is like described into in these books, like the description, the adjectives and everything, I like the way everything is described as well. Also, having read the following books, certain things make sense now when I was like rereading some scenes again. like why Tori has problems during fire lessons because they have to wear like a protective suit, and she feels like it hinders her when she has to practice her fire magic. So that makes sense now. I'm going to go further into it if you haven't read the other books yet. But the moment when Darius and Tori first power shared during the fire lessons, that was really something as well. That was really hot, like hot damn. That really was that really was hot though. Also, there was this whole part in the book where Seth was thinking of Darcy as part of his pack, and he said she was his omega and stuff. I kind of like that. I didn't really want to like it, but I like the way that Seth was like the touchy stuff. Like he really likes her and he wants to be touching her and like nuzzle her, and he wants her in his pack. I thought that was cute, even though I know it's like a werewolf animal instinct, and he's still a dick. I know, but I thought that was a cute little storyline going on there. And then, of course, there was the pitball game at the end of the book, where the girls enjoyed watching their prank play out on Max and Seth. Yeah, because Max was covered in like griffin shit, if I remember correctly, and then Seth had his fleas, and suddenly everything changed and the nymphs appeared in the stadium while the girls were locked into the pit in the middle of the stadium, I think. And all hell broke loose, and the battle scenes were epic and cool, and basically it reminded me a bit of like what would happen if the mentors came to crash a Quidditch game on Hogwarts. That's what went through my mind. There's Darcy saving Orion and Tori saving Darius. That was really cool, and we get more we saw more of Darcy and Tori's powers, which was really cool, and at that moment it made me really curious about what their order could be, because at this time we still don't know. Yeah, it was really interesting. So that's basically my review from this book. Let me know if you read this book, what you liked, and what your thoughts were on the book. I will see you next week with my new video on the third book, which will be The Reckoning. I'll see you then. Bye guys!